First of all, I want to say how grateful I am to the Swiss government and Terre des Hommes for providing this opportunity to tell everyone here the present condition of justice for children in Bangladesh and what we have been able to achieve with the help of the Bangladesh government and with the support of our partners. In the course of dealing with children in contact and in conflict with the law over the last 9 years, I have come to realize that the biggest problem faced by children are the adults who do not treat them with the dignity which they, I believe, deserve, and rather belittle the children in their estimation. As I see it, it's all a question of attitude of the adults towards the children. Adults feel that they are superior because the children are small, because the children are powerless, because they are vulnerable due to their dependency on the adults. Now, this attitude, as I see it, also cuts across racial borders, cuts across religious borders, across the economic borders too. Children are children, whether they're Hindu, Muslim, Christian, or any other religion. Children are children, whether they're of the rich or the poor, whether they come from the palaces or from the shanties. But the attitude towards the children, the unfortunate attitude that adults have towards children, is most noticeable in the case of children who are misbehaved or have found themselves somehow in conflict with the law, having done some wrongful acts, wrongful in our view, but then we don't know what the children have in their mind when they do acts which are, in our view, wrongful. Unfortunately, we do not stop to think that children do acts impetuously without thinking of the consequences of their acts. And we do not stop to think the reasons behind the criminal behavior or the violent behavior of children. We do not stop to think the background of these children, where they come from, why they have learned to fight. My children would not fight because they have not seen anybody in their immediate vicinity fighting. Whereas a child who sees parents fighting amongst themselves will think nothing of fighting. It will be part of their life. So I think these are the things that those people who deal with children have to realize, particularly in the context of children in conflict with the law, the judges and the magistrates who deal with children who are badly behaved, who are criminals in their eyes, every day from morning till night. So these magistrates and judges, who generally come from middle and upper class backgrounds, from educated families, they don't realize what it is like for those children in front of them to have gone through life of poverty, of violence, in the immediate family situations. Now, what do we have to do to get the judges and magistrates to realize that the children are children? I think most important of all is the fact that we need training. We need to provide training to the magistrates, to the judges, for them to appreciate that the children who appear before them were not born as criminals. Those children who are offending children in front of them are just like their own children. And at one time, they were innocent. They have become deviant in their behavior. They have adopted wrong ways because of their circumstances. A child steals only because he had not been provided with the necessary things that he needs in life. Now, these are the things that the judges must appreciate. We have to change the attitudes of people. Attitudes are difficult to change. Human attitudes are personal to the human being. But at least we can try to make people appreciate why the children act in the way they do. We have to get everybody who is concerned with children to realize that children are children and that they will behave differently from us adults. We have to make them realize or think back to think how they behaved when they were of that age. We have to make them realize, to think and look to their immediate relatives to see how their sisters' children are behaving, whether they are in any way badly behaved, and if so, why. To look at their neighbors, to see if their neighbors' children are behaving badly, and if so, why. And if necessary and if possible, go to the shanties and to see the conditions that those children are coming from. That is most important, for us to realize why they are doing it, and then to deal with them in a way which is in their best interest. Yes, mental attitude is something very difficult to change overnight. You can't change people's attitude. But then, if you give them the proper training, if you are able to instill in them the realization why the children behave badly, why those particular children are behaving badly, why, for example, the immigrant children are behaving badly, why, for example, the black children in a white community are behaving badly. Now, when you realize the reasons behind their activity, then you can work out what is best needed to be done for them. And as I say, attitudes don't change overnight, but if in individual cases, the judges are given time to reflect, time to see the reasons, the background reasons for this child behaving in this way, then I believe sooner or later, possibly after 2 or 3 cases of the same nature, he will realize that these children are behaving in this way because of their deprivation, because they have not been provided properly by their parents, by their community. And who's at fault at the end of the day? Parents for not providing the things that the children need and want, the community for not providing the proper assistance that children need, the government for not providing the parents with the ability to deal with their children in a proper way. So we need the governments also to think how the families can be brought up to a level where they will be able to support and properly advise and guide their own children. Yes, I'm always optimistic, because we cannot but improve ourselves. And to improve ourselves, we need to know better things. We need to see how it is done in a different context. If it is done better than the way I'm thinking, I would like to adopt that better way to make life better for my children, for the children who are around me. And there's always hope.